Evelyn, and I'm the voice of the teacup. This is my mom and grandma, and welcome to A Cup of Tea and a Laugh.
Hi, that was our granddaughter, Evelyn, my granddaughter, her daughter, Evelyn, and Evelyn just had her 10th birthday.
Yeah.
So
we did a sleepover. Yesterday was her birthday. I can't believe she's 10. So we did a sleepover with one of her friends. I got her kind of last minute, so I had to plan something last minute, and I'm closing on my house. And so anybody who's ever bought a home knows during that, it's like you can't spend any extra money, anything like that. So we just did a real simple sleepover with a friend. They were up till 11 p.m. giggling and talking and arguing and doing girl things.
yeah, her dad was supposed to have her, but his job took him out of town last minute. So Mom had to kind of scramble, shall we say.
It was fun though.
So I was going to share with you today my ADHD moment this morning. So I'm trying to create anybody that plays games. Granny Be Gaming, as I've said before. On Twitch, you have emotes. You have all these neat kind of little things that you got to create for it. So I'm on my computer. I'm creating the emotes. I've got them up there. They look good. And so I go downstairs to also create some of the questions for today's podcast. So I'm doing both things because ADHD, you got to have a couple things going one time. I go downstairs with questions. I get our cutter out to cut the things into strips to go into the jar. As I'm cutting the things to do the strips.
What did the psychic say?
That if electronics go on and off for no reason or weird things, it means the spirit are trying to let you know they're around.
I'm motherfucking haunted because shit turns off and on. That's why I was like, what did he say? Because stuff turns on and off, stops working for me. I thought it was just me when I get real nervous or something.
Okay, so back to my ADHD story. So I'm downstairs, I'm cutting these strips up. And I happen to look over and I saw two shirts that my sister had given me, Christine Drew, hi, that I was supposed to put our logo on. And I thought, oh yeah. So I sit down at the computer and I start doing the, setting it up so I could put it on my Cricut. And then as I do that, I think, oh shit, I was upstairs. I was creating the Twitch icons. So I run upstairs, I got these done. And I was halfway through creating the Twitch thing, started doing that and realized I had never finished doing what I was doing for the shirts downstairs. The hamper put them in the hallway and left them sitting there. So my husband took them downstairs.
Yeah.
So that was in between all of that as well. Those ADHD moments that just totally derail everything you're thinking about. That's the ADHD moments.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm still working on the Twitch things. I'm still working on the shirts, but I got the jar done.
It was funny this morning, actually, now that you say that. Ev, I had her doing her chores while I was cleaning the house. And I caught her, like, she'd be cleaning her room. And then all of a sudden she started heading outside. I was like, is your room clean? She's like, no, I'm going to pick up the dog poop. And I was like, is your room clean though? She's like, well, I'm going to come back to that. And I was like, no, just finish one and then go do the other. And she's like, and goes back in her room, right? Starts doing it. And then I catch myself doing it. Like I was in the middle of cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the stove off, doing the dishes. And then all of a sudden my brain thought, oh, I need to go get the next load because while that's going, then I can finish this. And so I go grab the next load of laundry, put it in, but then I got distracted by something in the bedroom and I see Evelyn go, are you going to finish? I hear her go, are you going to finish what you're originally doing? And it just dawned on me and I looked at her and I go, you know what? I don't care how you do as long as your chores are done. She goes, good, and runs outside. But she's outside picking up the dog poop, but obviously she got bored with trying to do the bedroom. She needed to go do something else. So I realized this morning real quickly, just let her go do whatever. It's getting done. And they did. All the chores got done. They just needed to be done. Some over here, then some over here, and some back over here.
Mm-hmm. So because we both have ADHD and we get bored easily, but we also sometimes have trouble concentrating, we have decided to change the way we do the show a little bit. We're going to have different segments. The first segment is going to be called Odd Things, where we're going to read off something that we've discovered. It's rather odd. And just talk a little bit about that. So we have a few ideas. Amber has not seen any of these. I have seen all these, but I'll be honest, I didn't.
You won't remember any of them.
I won't remember. I actually have already forgotten what's in here. I remember one story that's in here. And these I've definitely forgotten. And I didn't read them carefully enough to think of the answers. So they will be random answers. So I'll let Amber pick the first odd story.
I'm going to say I saw Disney on it and then Idaho man breaks toothpick snapping world record on Disney cruise. This is a thing. You can go on a Disney cruise if you're willing to break a world record.
Yeah.
Anybody got any suggestions of what I can do on a Disney cruise to break a world record?
You could do this.
May 18th, serial record breaker David Rush passed the time during a Disney cruise by taking on a Guinness World Record for snapping toothpicks. Rush, who holds more than 300 Guinness World Record titles, said he and his family took the Disney cruise as a means of visiting the National Park of American Samoa, the most remote U.S. national park. With 11 days at sea in the South and North Pacific, I want to do this cruise. I decided I needed to break a world record, Rush wrote online. He decided to take on the record for the most cocktail sticks snapped in 1 minute. Rush, who also holds the world record for the most cocktail picks snapped in 1 minute, lined up 100 diamond-cut toothpicks on a long table aboard the cruise ship and set about snapping. He managed to break 84 toothpicks in 1 minute, handily beating the current record of 58, which was set by Indiana man Harrison Niswander in 2020. Rush said he is still awaiting confirmation from Guinness World Records that he has officially captured the title.
Okay, so many things about that. You can't find anything better than to spend that much time on a Disney cruise snapping.
Yeah, we ran around with our heads cut off trying to get everything done. Well, we took a short one, though.
Yeah. So what is,
Also, you can't just decide to do it. You have to have, I thought you had to have an official person from Guinness World Record there to document that you did it.
I thought you did too.
Also, now I want to try and see how many toothpicks I can snap in 1 minute. Most of the time it's picking up snap, but still.
Anybody could sit there and just snap it, AI it by 1,000, and I snap this many.
But you do. I think you have to have the Guinness World Record people. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I got to look that one up.
So ahead of time he told.
But yeah, Disney cruises have so many good things on them. That's what you do.
What you do though is you become the Guinness World people, because then you go on the cruises for free. You go to these fun places where people are trying to change.
That's genius. You don't have to practice or anything. You just go on the cruise, show up to watch the person, say, "Yep, you did it," or "You didn't." Guinness World Record. My name is Amber. Please hire me specifically to do counting of anything related to Disney. Thank you.
You'd be good. Quality assurance, you're assuring that they do what they say.
I'd be really good at that job. I'd be so qualified. It's not even funny. Maybe that's my calling.
Go work for the Guinness World Book of Records.
How do we get that?
How does a person even think about doing something like this? It did say that he did hold the record before.
Well, you know what? When I was
picks.
reading that, I was like, I need to go get a copy of the Guinness World Record book and read through it, because I bet you people go through, look at the most random things. Now I want a Guinness World Record. I got to go through and figure out which one, which thing I could do.
I think it's funny that she actually thinks of a book. Most people go and say, I'm going to go online and just look it up. So,
book of Guinness World Record.
But you're thinking of physical, actual book. Wow. Most people just go online.
I want the enjoyment of opening a physical book.
Okay. So that's our random thought thing today. So we got our question jar here. I'm going to have Amber pick a random question.
I like this a lot. Oh, the ships be a sailing. Okay. Okay. Do your kids eat takeaway better than home food? Neither and neither. My child's the worst. She's such a picky eater.
Yeah, that's a yes or no. That's a
no, because when I think of takeaway, I think of Thai food or sushi or
McDonald's.
She thinks it says takeaway, not fast food. If it said fast food, I'd be like, okay.
What is the difference between takeaway? You go through the drive-thru, you take it away.
In my mind, fast food is things that are quickly like fast food places like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, things like that. It's fast, you get through. Takeaway is good food that you normally go sit down and eat, like Thai food and Chinese or sushi.
Takeaway, that's
no. But you don't want to sit there and eat, so you call it in before you go, and you go pick it up and you take it home. You take it away. That's in my head. That's the difference between the two. I guess
this is also people out there. Give us what you think, because to me, takeaway and fast food are the exact same thing.
No.
Amber, they're not. Let us know what you think.
But for this, we're going to pretend this is fast food too.
Yeah.
Even fast food. There's a lot. She won't go get Panda Express. But anyway. So no, she, if it's chicken nuggets, pizza, French fries, or hamburgers, she's all about it. Home food, again, there's a list of 5 things that she's willing to eat and will have no problem. If it's beyond those 5 items, it is parent mode to make her eat. I made chicken Alfredo the other night. And I was so excited. The Alfredo was from scratch. I did it tasted good. And she looks at me and she goes, Mom, I don't want to offend you, which I already know how this is going to go. She goes, But
At least she's polite.
she goes, Dad and I think you're not a good cook. And I went, well, that's nice. I don't care. It's dinner. And she was like, but I really don't like it. And I was like, that's nice. You're eating it. And I had to be the mad mom for the night. And she did. She had to eat it. And then I got to the point where she was like crying and upset. So I told her, I said, well, if you're hungry later, you're having that. And at some point tonight, you're going to finish that. So if you need to take a break, but you're finishing that tonight. And yeah, about an hour later, Mom, I'm hungry. Do I have to finish my dinner though? You do. And you have to finish it tonight. So figure it out. So she's like, can I at least warm it up? And I was like, yeah. So she went and warmed it up. And then like, it was I'm the most dramatic person in the world. So now that my kid is dramatic, I mean, it's only fair. But she's like taking a bite and she's like, oh, it's the worst.
And I will say,
I'm on my second round of it. I'm like, it ain't bad. Whatever.
she was the same way growing up.
I was.
The whole
I
drama
deserve
queen.
it. I deserve
Yeah,
it.
it's yeah. I will say that the few times we ate at her house quite a few times when she was married.
Yeah.
If her husband cooked, it was only ever chicken Alfredo.
Yeah.
He never
He
ever
was good
cooked
at, like,
anything else
He
while
was
we were
good at
there.
like 4 meals. Just those 4. But that's also why she'll only eat like just the 4. And he's just as picky as she is when it comes to eating. So unfortunately, yeah, both of them, both the same. But I made her eat dumplings the other day. She's really into those dumpling squishy things that are really popular right now. So I was like, okay, you can have a dumpling squishy if you eat a dumpling. And
With the Chinese dumpling? Or?
yeah.
Okay.
So I went and bought dumplings that I knew were good from a Chinese restaurant that I've had that I really, really like. The steamed boa dumplings kind of thing. Oh, they're so good. So I went and bought some for dinner and she took a bite and immediately the drama started of just like, this is not good. I don't like it. And I was like, okay, well, have your salad and have the other thing. But you just had to try it. That was my whole thing. 10 minutes later, I see her over there grabbing another one. I go, what are you doing? She goes, okay, I might need to admit that they're good. I was like, you might need to admit. Okay.
Pulling teeth. Get her to admit something is good that you thought was good.
Yeah, it's funny. She's a hoot.
Anyways, I'm going to pull this one because this one jumped out at me. Okay.
10 minutes later.
Yes. Okay. But if it's more geared for you, then we'll do, this is a good one, actually. What's one thing you wish younger parents understood about motherhood later in life? Amber's just checking yep, it's still working. This is,
The camera's going off today for some reason.
yeah,
The
just
screen.
so let's try
Going to
again.
like a screensaver mode.
So, what's one thing you wish younger parents understood about motherhood later in life? I would say I wish mothers understood that as bad as everything seems that at the time, it does get worse. No.
Fucking the worst thing to hear.
No, that it gets better. I mean, it's like a wave. You're going to have the good days. You're going to have the bad days. You know, your kids are going to have good days. They're going to have bad days. You are two individuals that are working together. And the younger individual doesn't know how to control emotion, doesn't know how to control, what they're seeing or hearing, but it's just as dramatic to them. So that's what I wish, it's all not sunshine and roses when you're a young mom. It's not. It's hard work. I mean, you're still a young mom, but you're still older than some of the young moms.
Yeah.
So what would you say?
I would say that, yeah. Because everything, when I first had Ev, I felt like every decision I made was going to affect who the person she was, like down to what she ate, how she played, who she was around, how often she was around me, how often she was around her dad. Like, and I still catch myself doing that. Like, oh my God, because we did this, we got a divorce, my child's going to grow up and have like issues and be all this and da-da-da. And it's like, so you feel like everything a lot weighs on you. Like every decision you make, the older she's getting, I am getting it better at being like, oh no, like she's going to be okay. Like it's hard. It's hard.
And I will say, even Amber's my oldest. Brandy's 3.5 years younger. But I still worry about him. I mean, there's still times I
I was
think...
really hoping that would go away one day.
Yeah, no, it will never go away. And I still think, is it something I did that caused her to be anxious? Is it something I did that caused my youngest to want to not live in this country? It probably could have been. I mean, I was kind of tough on them.
I think all it takes is one life event. It really could be as simple as that, and you might not have been involved. I can't think of actually how you would have caused it. Well, no, you know what? The other day, we were sitting there, not just you, Dad too. So we're sitting there, and it was really funny. I can't remember what we were talking about. But these two are basically trying to tell me to calm down. Don't be so anxious about it. But then I caught them immediately afterwards going, but this could happen, and this could happen, and this could happen, and this could happen, and this could happen. Well, and then you got to do this and this, but don't worry about it. And I literally in my head went, oh my God, this is why I think of 9 days. Y'all do it. You've just learned to or you calmed yourselves down now that I was like, maybe that's where my anxiety comes from.
I know the other day she was trying to figure out planning the arrangement with her ex-husband who's going to have the daughter time this summer. And I said, don't worry about it. You got plenty of time to make this decision. But I was up to 2 a.m. thinking about, I was back up at 5 and I was on ChatGPT figuring it out.
That was the other one. That was the other one. My mom's like, hey, you've got enough going on. You got plenty of time. You guys will figure it out, blah, 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 blah. And I'm so worried about it impacting Evelyn and having an effect on her future. And I literally just want the best for her. And I'm like, and I would catch myself being like, but I don't think it's fair that he gets her for this many weekends and I've taken away. And I had to keep telling myself, Evelyn, Evelyn, Evelyn. Yep. And my ex is really good about taking her out and going on adventures. She's not just sitting at the house being bored. So I had to keep, I want to spend time with her, but at the same time, I just had to keep putting her at the forefront and going, she will enjoy time with both of us. We both are really good about going places, doing things, all that kind of stuff. She's on a Jeep trip right now with my dad. I say trip. They're going around, 4-wheeling around in the Jeep, having a blast kind of thing together. But yeah, I was panicking about making that schedule. And then she convinced me. I went to bed. I went, okay, I think I've got to figure it out. I will wake up in the morning. I got more time tomorrow. I'll figure it out. And I wake up to literally 16 different messages going, okay, so I thought about this one and I did this one, but you could also do this and you could also do this and this and this. And I literally started laughing and I was like, they wonder why.
And then with the youngest being out of the country, we lived out of the country most of their grown up years. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that she wants to stay in Europe is just kind of
see, that one makes sense to me completely. We pretty much grew up there.
Yeah.
And people that are there think more like Brandy.
Yeah.
As far as the environment and just how they live their life. She is more European than she is American. So that one makes complete sense to me.
Which is interesting because she was born in England and then Brandy was born over here.
Yeah.
This segment we're going to do is called the Feel Good Story. I found a couple stories online that I thought, at the end of every podcast, rather, we're going to try and do a feel good story. Because we want to leave you with that feeling of, right now the world's kind of rough. A lot of people anxious, a lot of people scared, a lot of people for various reasons.
Yeah.
So we don't want to leave the podcast on downside note. So I thought the last 2 segments of every podcast is we're going to do a feel good segment and then we're going to do a generational lingo. Because I just thought that was hilarious.
She loves these generational things.
I do. I love the generational things. So my feel-good story. All the schools around here just graduated. Congratulations to all the graduating class. We have another few thousands of 18-year-olds coming out into this world.
God
Adults.
bless their hearts.
Yeah, bless their hearts. Some will go military. Some will go,
go on to college, become doctors and scientists. Some will go become artists. Some will become jobs that, we really need. Electricians, plumbers, all that kind of stuff.
Some will do the jobs that we also need, the fast food jobs, the retail jobs. My nephew works in old people's home. I mean, all these jobs are well needed. These kids are coming out, but it's also very scary for these kids. They're young and they're coming into the world, but it's not just young people that are graduating. I went back to school at 50 to get my master's, to become a therapist. But my story this week is about Irma Garcia, 72 years old, walked across the stage at George Mason University in Virginia to receive her college diploma, finally completing a lifelong goal she set for herself decades ago. Good for you, Irma, 72 years old.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing some of that college work at 72? At 50, I struggled. I'll be honest. My memory's shite now because of my age and my ADHD. 72 years old.
72? I'm tired and I'm 40.
So that's my feel-good story.
Teachers forever home. An Arkansas second grade teacher legally adopted her former foster child after the funny, book-loving little girl initially burst into her classroom years ago singing her own name. Dang, I love teachers. Teachers are good people.
They are. I mean, that's that kid that walks in and you go, oh my God, she's either going to ruin my class or
make it
I'm going to fall in love with her.
amazing.
Yeah.
Also, I had 2 girls at my house last night. Teachers, I cannot thank you enough. I do not know. I'm tired today. I feel like my soul. We had fun, but it was exhausting. Imagine 20 of them. 20 of them running around, and it's not even your own child, because your own child, you can be like, hey, get in line. Like, teachers have to weigh that balance between parents and not like, because there's some parents out there, you talk a little too rough to my child, or you're too harsh. Thank God for teachers. They do not get paid enough. No. Teachers need to make the same as doctors do. They be saving lives. That's all I gotta say.
Both the children's and the parents.
And as a parent, I can say, like, yeah, it's funded. I would not cry if you looked at me and said, hey, we need you to start paying. We pay for childcare, we pay for daycare, we pay for summer camps. If you looked at me and said, hey, teachers deserve more, we need you to pay like $200 extra a month or something, yeah, it would suck. But I'd be like, yeah, I understand. Here you go.
Especially because, again, going back to graduation, they have to do a lot to become a teacher. You don't just go.
I never realized how much they had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them, they have to get their bachelor's at least. And then they have to do, time working in the classroom. And these days you have to actually have a master's to do that. So, it depends on what grade. If you're I think it's like pre-K to 3rd or 4th grade that I think a bachelor's, but the higher levels, the more you've got to get.
Yeah.
And the higher level kids, they deserve more pay because they get attitudes. I used to substitute teach.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Although I like the high school kids, because the high school, that substitute, you can walk in and say, hey, I'm getting paid. Whether you do the work or not, it's your grade that's going to be affected by this.
And they rather do it or they don't.
Yeah.
And that's them.
But if you go to middle school, you get parents coming in, knocking on your door. You talk to my kid this way? Because yes, I did.
Ev's got some classmates who the parents will be like, did you like the way Miss So-and-so, won't say her name? And I'm like, I love her. She's amazing. Oh, we don't like her. We don't agree with what she says. And I want to turn around and be like, I've met your child. It's not the teacher.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
So our final segment today, I'm going to pick one of these. And what we're going to do is, I'll read the first 5. Amber's going to read the next 4. And you're going to tell us, we want people to write in and tell us what these people are trying to say. And we will tell you the answer in the next week's podcast. So, pre-1800s, if you heard somebody say this to you, my horse proved a most rebellious rogue this morning. What do you think they're trying to say? Victorian times, the bone shaker lost a will and left me quite flummoxed. Silent generation, the jalopy wouldn't start. I had to hoof it. The baby boomers, traffic was a real bummer. And Generation Jones, the freeway got funky and everything went grody.
Okay, Generation X. It's the one I get. My car decided to spaz. Millennials, GPS rerouted me 6 times. Generation Z, chaotic traffic destroyed my morning vibe. And then Generation Alpha, my commute was cooked. Absolute Ohio level chaos.
What do you think they're talking about? Why would they use those reasonings?
I'm not going to be good at this. But anyway, we'll tell you next time.
Yeah, you're Gen X, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. That's why I started you with that. So
okay.
My car decided to spaz.
That one I get, kind of. But never mind.
Although I never used the freeway got funky and everything went grody.
I know. I just imagine you in like sunflowers and hippie hats and yeah, man, cool, right on. Yeah, no problem. I never imagined you like that, but okay.
So tea's gone cold, which is okay because I'm drinking iced tea today, so I'm glad it's gone cold. But
I'm like, I don't even have.
Oh, she didn't have tea.
Oh no,
she messed up.
I messed up.
Anyway, thank you for joining us for a cup of tea today and a laugh. Thank Amber for being back, so you don't have to put up with me. Next week, we're gonna kind of do the same format and come up with some other lingo stuff. We will give the answer for today's, and we will talk about other interesting things that we discovered. So till then, I will see you next week.
Don't let the world get you down.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking.